Hello everybody, welcome to Rose and Joan. So today I'm filming the first in an 8-part series, so I'm really excited about this video. I've been really nervous about doing it, not only because I get to talk about this fabulous indie brand I haven't yet spoken about on my channel before, but I get to do it with two fabulous fragrance friends, Mr. Jon Snow from the Instagram handle Scented Snowdrops, and Scott from the fabulous fragrance channel The Centurion, are joining me so that we all can review every fragrance, put a spotlight on the brand, and as we're three different people with different tastes and opinions, we can hopefully provide you a more comprehensive review of this brand from all angles. Just a little bit of background of Angelos Creations Olfactives. So this exciting Greek indie band is the creation of Angelos Bahamas. He's the sole creator and perfumer and very talented one-man band, and hand makes all of his fragrances. His passion is built upon the traditional vintage style fragrances while adding his own modern twist. Although Angelos doesn't yet have a dedicated website, you can find him active on his Instagram account, which is Angelos_Creations Olfactive, and he also has a YouTube channel called My Perfume Blog, where you can find him talking about all of his favourite fragrances, his favourite style and vintage, and see just how down to earth, humble and lovely he is. I'll link his Instagram and YouTube channel below, so please by all means do check him out. So as you can see, before us we have the sample set. It comes in this lovely little tin to protect the samples inside, and there are 8 fragrances. And to accompany the samples, Angelos will also send a list which will tell you the concentrations and also all the notes listed. So I'm going to use that for reference, and we are going to get stuck in to our first fragrance. So opening up our tin, we're heading straight in, and I know the one we're going to start with. So one all three of us decided to start with first, and that is the fragrance called Grace d'Orian. So if you're familiar with Claire from the channel Smurfy Girly, which I know you all are, you probably have heard of Grace d'Orian, because it was in fact her that put a spotlight on this house and this fragrance. Between the three of us, we're going to take it in turns to choose the next fragrance and review it. We're going to rotate who reviews first, because the other two will be reacting to that review. Kind of more fun that way, and it does possibly add a little bit of controversy in our different opinions. It's an interesting way to see how each of us react differently to each scent. So clearly today, here I am, it's me going first, so let's crack into this beautiful fragrance called Grace d'Orian. So we've got Bergamot from Calabria, Ylang Ylang Complete from Comoros, Lily of the Valley, we've got Violet, Rose de Masena Absolute from Turkey, Jasmine Grandiflorium Absolute from Egypt, we have Orris Butter from France, Clove Bud, Benzoin Siam, Vanilla Absolute Madagascar, Patchouli Indonesia, and Labdanum Absolute and Musk. So I am wearing this one today around my neck and on my clothes, but I've just resprayed it on my wrist to give us the opening again. It's the opening of this fragrance where I lose myself in this rich depth. I get this burst of spices. There's this beautiful, buttery, rich river of labdanum. So labdanum is that sticky, brown, deep, rich resin. And it's like there's just this spicy, rich, brown river of lusciousness just running through. Patchouli is the only wood-related note here, but I find it very woody, but more like wooden furniture that's been professionally polished. If I had to crudely give the scent in a nutshell, I would say it's like spilling Coca-Cola and spices on a piece of polished antique furniture. There's such a rich, resinous, vintage quality in here, but it's so buttery smooth. There's none of that, those dirty animalics that you get in vintage, none of those indolic elements from white florals or anything. It's as though every note in here, it's lending its most buttery, smooth quality that it has. So sophisticated. And the stars of this show here is the clove bud. This is my opinion, the labdanum and that ylang ylang, because that yellow, warm, tropical flower is the only floral that I really do feel like I can detect in here. Again, that sunny, buttery, warm quality. The labdanum is really this beautiful brown resinous feel, but the clove is the most noticeable element to this. That's where I'm getting that strong spice. So I think you do have to love your clove to appreciate this scent. And clove for me is like a much richer, deeper sort of nutmeg. Clove is like a Christmassy scent to me. And the composition as a whole is a rich, buttery, cozy, and very opulent smelling fragrance for a colder month. It's a beautiful one to wear when it's really cold outside. It's an inviting scent. And it's the sort of scent you'd want to come home to. This is the scent that brings you home. It's just that beautiful, cozy, familiar scent of home and cooking and spices and polished furniture. It is a beautiful fragrance. Despite this richness that it has, it is still quite a sort of a humble fragrance. There's something humble and modest about it, making it quite wearable. You know, it's not necessarily a special occasion one, it's a comforting one. A lot of vanilla based fragrances seem to last very little time on me, and I think that's just my chemistry. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations. It doesn't seem to last particularly long on my skin. I'm interested to see what Scott and Jon say on the longevity, because it could just be, like I say, my chemistry. But that's the only downside I have with Grace de Orian. Other than that, it's just a solid, beautiful, warm, cozy fragrance that I would enjoy autumn but winter months. So that's it. That is my review of Grace de Orian. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm now going to pass you over to Jon and Scott, where they're going to give you all their thoughts and opinions on Grace de Orian. Thanks, guys. Over to you.
So, thanks for that, Lizzie-Beth. My second collaboration with the great Elizabeth, the Duchess, and we are also honoured to be joined by the fantastic gentleman that is Scott this time. So when Lizzie-Beth gets her stupid lemons, there's two of us now who'll get oranges, hopefully. Anyway, to the fragrance. Yes, Angelos. I've had this quite a while now, if I don't fall down this bank, and it's one of them. Thanks to Claire as well, how I got my original sample. It is a beautiful fragrance. Now you can't really kind of see, but there's not a lot of this left now. I have worn this. On the whole, surprisingly, I actually agree with pretty much everything Lizzie said. For me, it's very... Maybe I don't know really what's in it, because I've lost a little thing of the notes, but I know I've talked about it a couple of times myself. Labdanum, maybe, but maybe I think I get more benzoin, a bit more of that, like Lizzie says, a bit more that vanillic, luxurious, rich goldness. But again, all through the fragrance from the off for me, it's the cloves. It's all about them cloves, a warm, woody, beautiful clove, like raw cloves as well, not like cloves in mulled wine. These are cloves, well, I have them in a jar, so taken straight out of the jar and in your fingers. It's very, very beautiful. And that adds this warmth and this mystery. Yeah, it is, because cloves, we're used to smelling cloves around the winter time, and it's in that air, in that dark, sparkly air and that. So I think cloves kind of do that to me, because they remind me of dark nights and things like that, and warmth and spice. Also, I don't really pick up it as it being quite woody. There's a wood there, wood under it all, but really to me it's maybe more a luxurious kind of resinousness, whatever the word is, resinicity, well, it's mainly about that. It's kind of that, more of a gloopy kind of warmth from I know resins are wood goop, aren't they, ultimately, but it's got more of that to me. There's not much else to add about it, because I think Lizzie said it all. The floral element, I get quite a bit of that in, say, the first 20 minutes. I get the jasmine, and it does, like Lizzie eloquently put, add a real sort of vintage beauty to it. But it's like she says, it's a vintage thing that takes you back to the elegance of that period. Not so much anything challenging. And the ylang ylang does stick out quite a bit to me, but on me it's got more of its natural, maybe even it's fair to say slightly indolic furriness about it, whereas I get like a furry sunshine more so than a beam of sunshine, which ylang ylang can do sometimes, and it can be quite fruity. Whereas this is, I've never seen a real ylang ylang plant, but I imagine the petals are quite furry and quite lovely. Really, I mean, for once, me and Lizzie Bet agree so much, there's not much else I can say, otherwise I'm just waffling. So, over to you, Scott, and good luck and welcome aboard. Thanks, folks. Bye.
Hi. Well, thank you very much, Lizzie and John. I suppose it's my turn now. As you know, I'm Scott the Centurion. I've already sprayed Grace the Orian on my wrist. I was wearing it, I've been wearing it for quite a while, off and on, and it is such a beautiful fragrance. Now, what I get from it, now it's weird because in this fragrance, I shouldn't be liking this because it's got a lot of white florals, strong white florals. It's also got clove in as well, and I don't like clove. I have a bad scent memory with clove because it reminds me of the toothache tincture that you used to get sometimes when you was a child and you had a toothache, and that just reminds me of that, the memory of the pain. But this is unbelievable. The jasmine and the ylang ylang work so well together, mixed with the other notes. It's unbelievable. There's almost a creaminess to it. I know there's vanilla in here, but there's no sharpness, no bitterness, and it brings out, I don't know whether it's white florals bringing out the best in the cloves or the cloves bringing out the best in the white florals, because they're both notes that I'm not that keen on at all, but together they bring this beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And then as it dries down, there's this wonderful patchouli that comes in, and that is just so divine. It dries it up a little bit because it does smell, it's got a juicy element to it, but in a really, really sweet way. And then as the patchouli comes through, it sort of dries it up and balances everything out. And I just found it absolutely stunning. There's labdanum in here as well, which gives it that warmth. So after about 15-20 minutes of you spraying it and it's settling, you start to feel this warmth as well. And it is really, it's divine. I was really, really surprised as to how good it would be. I don't get much, if any, of the rose in it at all. It could well be helping out with the florals, but it's the white florals that seem to be, that I detect more than anything else. But this is just such a surprise. It really is. I would have never, if I'd have seen this on a counter somewhere or just reading notes in like the internet or whatever, I would have, no, that one's not going to be for me. But smelling it is unbelievable, and that just goes to prove that you have to get these fragrances on you. You have to really smell them. Don't do it on paper. Really smell them on skin and get to know them, because it's a different story. It really is. I'm really, 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 really happy that I've smelled them. I definitely get, when you first spray it, you definitely get a citric note. It's not very strong, so I can't determine what it is, but yeah, all in all, it's a fantastic fragrance. So on to the next one, and it's already been picked. My partner picked it, and it is Eau de Vertu. Eau de Vertu. So I think I will be starting off on this next time, and then I will go on to the next guys. So that is the video from every angle. I do hope you liked the video. If you did, give us a like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we will see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to check out the other guys' channels as well. I'll leave all links down below. Thank you very much.